Okay, and all right. Hi, everyone. I'm going to get going on this project. Um, I've sat here and racked my brain over and over and over again on how I want to do it because I want to make sure that it's done right. I feel like I get one chance at the cloak here, so I'm going to make sure that I've got all the steps, I guess, laid out in front of me before I actually dip this thing into some monster mud and slap it on here. So just kind of nervous about it. I don't know why. It's hindering me. So I'm just gonna dive into it. I'm just tired of it. So I'm just gonna do it. All right. So check it out. Once I put some clamps on this to hold it in place, and I, of course, monster mud this up. There's no way that I'm going to be able to move this whole thing the way it is right now. Even if I was to ask 4 friends to come over and help me, we're still going to damage it if we do that. So I've got to have some way of moving it, and the only way I can think of is just putting some wheels underneath it, so it'll glide along, and then put leaves around the outside of it or something to hide those. But just have the wheels bring it up off the ground about that far. We'll see. I don't know. I'm still thinking about that. It's driving me nuts thinking about that, but how I'm gonna move this thing. But before I dry lock it, I'm definitely gonna take it upstairs, out into the garage, and do it up there. So I'm not making a mess downstairs here. But obviously wanted to have something to put the chicken wire onto. That's why I did the 4 posts instead of two. Just making a regular armature structure. Um, honestly, all the PVC pipe there cost me about $10, so not too bad. The fittings were pretty cheap. At my Menards out here, which is like a Home Depot, they're very cheap. I mean, they're like 28 cents a piece, so it's pretty damn cheap. But I've got a little tie here just to keep those shoulders together. Um, I plan on taking a heat gun to these elbows. I tried using 90 degrees. They're just that's up too far. I just want them to be up not that much higher, not too much more. And I put hands on there, and I want it to be holding a big candle. And the big candle will be kind of up here by his face. It's not too far off right now, but up here by his face so that the candle lights up his face. This is a cheap skull I got in there right now. I'm not sure if I'll use this one or I've got some better ones, but I am just going to paint it, so I really don't think it matters which skull I use, whether I use this one or use a plastic one, styrofoam. So, and that's that. So, the next time you guys see this, I'll have some chicken wire around it. Keep watching. Oh, you just gotta love chicken wire. Blood. Blood. Ah! Okay, after a little cussing and a lot of blood, or maybe a lot of cussing and a little blood, let's put it that way. Got this thing wrapped in chicken wire, and I've put the cape over it, and it fits pretty well. So, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to wrap all that chicken wire in this drop cloth that I bought. It's like there's 9 feet by 12 feet, so it's a lot of paper, but I'm not going to put it all on there, of course. But I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to fit it around that chicken wire so that when I put the cloak on it, you won't be able to see the chicken wire. So, alright, off onto the next step. Oh, wanted to say too, I bent these, I heated them up and bent them into the spots that I want, and I also put 1-inch screws in all the connecting pieces so it doesn't move anymore. That's pretty important, I guess. So, alright, off on to the next step. Bye. Alright, well, here it is, all papered up. I just wrapped masking tape all the way around it. Got dizzy doing that. And I think I'm just going to wrap that in paper. I'm not going to put any chicken wire on that just because I don't think I need to. I hope I don't need to anyway. I'll just wrap it pretty thick with paper, and then man, I might have to just take this outside and get it going. Here we go. Alright, a little bit of a detour from the original plan, but I was figuring I don't know how I'm going to move this, especially if I'm doing it by myself. I don't think I'm going to be able to pick it up off the ground and move it to where I need to move it, or tip it and pick it up and move it. So I went to the store and I bought some wheels for it. And, you know, like I said, it's just another thing that you got to think of before you build something like this, I guess. And now I can roll it and put it wherever I want. I did put them down just a little bit so they're not so high up, because I want not to see the wheels so much. I put leaves around it or something so you can't see the wheels, but that ought to help me out a lot, not having to pick this thing up and move it. So there you go. Okay, moment of truth here. Got drywall compound, got my paint, got my mixer. Let's give this a shot. Paint. Alright, well, I guess that's supposed to be it. I don't know if it's too thin or too thick or what, but only time will tell. Let's mud up a reaper. Yeah. On. I got my nasty clothes on. I'll probably take this sweatshirt off because I like it, but I got a nasty shirt on. I got my crotchless Haunter pants on. You guys like that, huh? Yeah, it's awesome. Anyway, so I'm going to share with you what I think may be my first mistake. I'm not sure. First of all, this thing is probably about 6 feet 5, 6 feet 6, somewhere around there, tall with the base and everything. And I've screwed the frame of the PVC frame of the statue to the base, so that means it's not coming apart. Once I get this drywall compound and stuff on here, it's not coming apart. So you know, I know it's not going to fit in my door back there to go back into the garage, so I'm going to have to probably wheel it around the front and go through the garage door in the front. So that could prove to be a little iffy, but that's why I put the wheels on it. So we'll see how it goes. But come back in a minute and we're going to douse this cloak in some mud and throw it on there and see what we can't do with it. Kind of a little scared, a little intimidating. My first monster mud thing, and I'm kind of freaking out. Alright, see you in a bit. I'm going to give this a shot. So, first thing I did is lay down some plastic. I want the stuff all over my grass. I would imagine that's probably the smart thing to do. So I got some plastic down. That's my monster mud that I've already mixed up. And yes, it's about 4 parts joint compound and 1 gallon of paint. So, let's get to it. That's what I got so far. I have hands to put on him, and then he's going to be holding a candle that goes up and lights up his face up here. It should glow inside there. Strings to cut off there, or just pull off, whatever works, I guess. There's that. I want that to stay open a little bit better too. that works. We'll come mess with that here in a little bit. Let it dry a little bit more. So far so good. Very little paint damage to the... I have to repaint that, but that's okay. Yeah, there it is. Very cool start. Alright guys, we've got him, as far as we're going to do today. And I know I've got a lot of video on here, so I have to kind of wrap this up and make it a vlog. And we'll get it painted up here before the weekend, I'm pretty sure. And hopefully I will get a finished product out to you on Monday with another vlog. So let's check him out. We're out here in the garage in the dark, so this ought to be pretty awesome. Let's check it out. Back up a little bit here. It's having a hard time focusing. There we go. Now my camera, it looks like he's kind of moving. I think it's just because it's trying to stay focused, but there it is. Like I said, we'll dry lock it and we'll put some accent paint on it and maybe play around with a little bit of different colors on it just to try some stuff that I want to try, and hopefully get that done this weekend. So there it is. Hope you guys enjoyed. Keep killing it. See you. Alright, that wasn't that hard. Now go out and make yourself one. Gah!